time. One more time. One more time. We're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright. Don't stop the dancing. One more time. We're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright. Don't stop the dancing. One more time. We're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright. Don't stop the dancing. One more time. We're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah. One more time.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another session town hall. I'm waiting for my co-host. Here he is. Hello, Zakir. You can see
Hello,
already
hello.
there's something new in session. This is a great demo of what's happening, but we have rolled out new vertical video layouts. So actually, I'm going to switch mine in real time, which you can see Zakir just did. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I'm not going to switch it right now. But you can set that up before you jump into a room. You can actually choose if you like vertical videos, take up a little less space. You can do that, or you can use the traditional landscape. So we'll stick to landscape. But anyways, thank you for being here. I'm Lauren Slattery. I run marketing for Session. And here's my co-host as usual. Introduce
I'm
yourself.
Zakir, running product for Session, and we're excited to get started today.
Yeah, and for those of you, actually, let's take a quick poll. Who has been to a town hall before? Throw me some confetti down below. Okay. All right. Thank you. And then if it's your first time, give me a wave, the wave emoji down below. Okay, we've got a mix, which we like. So we'll try to have a little bit of everything in terms of information for the audience. All right, so here is the quick agenda. We're gonna, just because there's a mix of new and old, we're gonna do a quick, like, how can you use Session just to, spur some creativity. Zakir, as usual, will cover new features, what's coming soon. We're gonna play you a new customer story. Thanks for the doodle. And then, as always, we'll do Q&A at the end. And for those of you that are new to the town hall, just to give you kind of a quick background on why we do it, we just love connecting with the Session users. We want to make sure that you all understand what's going on with the product and have the opportunity to ask us questions. So really just here to have conversation with you and share information about the product. At the end, we'll cover Q&A, like I said. So there's the Q&A tab open. I already see we have 2 questions, so gold star to whoever already used that. We might also try something new today. Like if you're willing to come up on stage and ask the question live, we'd love to have you. So think about it, warm yourself up to that idea. And then at the end, when we get to Q&A, we'll ask if anyone wants to raise their hand to come up. All right. So with that, like I said, I just wanted to do a quick, how can you use Session? I think the first question to ask yourself is, what's your goal? What are you trying to accomplish? And we tend to see that there are 4 goals. Obviously, there are many. Oh, Zakir didn't want to say, that's fine. But the first is really, do you want to generate demand, right? And the way that you can use Session to do that, post a webinar, if you could do a pitch meeting on it, really customize the experience to your prospect, do product demos, which this town hall kind of acts as a demo and a community event, and also video podcasts. If you want to nurture your community, we see a lot of people use it for AMA, fireside chats, community events, town halls, like we're doing right now. Thanks, Zakir. I get the spotlight. And also office hours. And then if you want to improve training, we see this a lot for folks who, run cohort-based courses and they want to improve knowledge retention and engagement during those sessions. We see it used for onboarding, sales enablement and training, even customer onboarding too, not just like new employee onboarding. And then I think lastly is really around like, I want to enhance communication. And we see this a lot for internal events, right? So something like an all hands, a social, or an interview. Okay, So that's my quick run through. Happy to talk about any of those use cases at the end, throw questions in, and we can dig into them a little bit more if that would be of interest to you. The next thing I'm going to share before I get Zakir back on stage, because it's going to be his turn, is we have just launched annual plans for Session. And we're really excited about that because it offers you a 20% discount on the monthly rates for Pro and Pro Plus plans. So encourage you to check that out if you're already subscribing to Session. Thanks for that. Perfect. Money emoji celebrations. Thank you. And better yet, we are offering a short-term promotion, which actually gives you 50% off the Pro Plus annual plan. So you would save $1,200. So I would encourage those of you who are looking to host an event with over 250 people, a couple times this year, like this is a great deal, limited time offer. So check it out. And with that, I'm going to make Zakir come back up on stage with me. Please join me. Zakir. There he is. Okay. And now you're going to get the spotlight and I will leave the stage.
Sounds great.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Let's talk about some newly launched features. Next slide, please. Back one. Yep. All right. Vertical video tiles. Lauren touched on this. Check this out. Oh, now vertical. Well, that's what vertical video tiles are. It's essentially, we did this so we can maximize the real estate of the screen and enable more users to be able to fit on stage, fit nicely within the dynamic layouts that we have. You may have noticed, or not for this session, but for future sessions, as you can see over here, we changed the kind of lobby area just to kind of maximize you, move the controls down here. You'll see this for both your sessions that you schedule moving forward and ones you already have available. So just a way to kind of flip between portrait and landscape. And you can do that in your settings menu for your video. Next slide. So this says minor improvements, but it's actually response to a bunch of feedback that we got from customers. So, well, this isn't a bunch of super large features. There are a bunch of things that we've been wanting to launch. So first thing, HubSpot. So we launched HubSpot about a little over a month ago, maybe now. And we previously only allowed you to be able to sync future sessions back to HubSpot. Now your past and existing sessions will also sync back to HubSpot. You can do that by going into the insights page or the history page for your session in your dashboard. And you should see a toggle there that allows you to actually push those insights or push the attendee data back to HubSpot. So that's the first thing there. Another thing related to history is pushing more organizers to that history page. So when you end a webinar or session, you leave a room, we'll put you into the history page where you can see all of the coolness that we have post-session. So attendee information, insights, the chat, Q&A, you being able to access and share that page with other organizers. It's just something we want to drive more organizers and hosts to over time. Control panel. So you won't be able to see it right now, but on the right side, when you're a host, we reshuffle that whole layout to make it easier for you to use all of the different widgets that we have. Fourth thing here, custom branding. We've gotten this a lot, especially in the last couple of town halls. So now all of the automated emails that we send out will have your logo that you have for your room and the registration banner that you use if you have that set up. And so that branding will flow through the reminder emails, the confirmation emails, the post-session emails, all of those that we send from session. So I know folks wanted to kind of bring their brand, extend their brand from the room and session into their email. So that's an option to do that now. The next two are on links. Basically made it cleaner. Someone I think already mentioned Q&A, we should clean up the links in chat, but session links have kind of a shortened URL. Same thing with kind of passcodes for entering the room. We put the passcode directly in. It was confusing before what the auth ID meant in the URL versus the actual passcode to enter room. We kept it super simple. There's a passcode if you protect your room, and if there's not one if you don't. And then major thing I'll call out here is breakout groups. So we support breakout groups up to 250 people in a session. And previously, we didn't put a hard limit on that. So the layout was breaking. So just a heads up that now you won't be allowed to do that. And then captions. Captions, we launched, I think, 2 months ago, but we needed to make it available on the webinar theme. So you should actually see it right now. Yes, in real time. You should see a button on your toolbar at the bottom on the left side that allows you to turn on captions, and hopefully it renders my voice correctly. Next slide, please. All right, just a few things that are coming soon over the next month. So first thing is enhance appearance. So this is similar to our competitor there, as we call out, but basically allowing you to go one step further and just have a simple toggle. Do you want session to automatically adjust your appearance or not? That will include lighting and kind of appearance touch up at the same time. Second thing, affiliate referrals. So driving perks for you to bring more users to sign up for session. We want to really drive that kind of flywheel from attendees to hosts. The more hosts that we can get, the larger our network effect. So we really want to drive that. Custom reg fields. So this is something, again, that's been asked for from customers. We want to give you more power to customize your registration page. So we're still figuring out exactly what this looks like, but it's some version of this will come in the next 4 weeks. And then Zapier. So this also has been a super, probably the highest request since we launched HubSpot. We want you to be able to better connect your data from session out to your other third-party providers if you don't choose to use sessions registration. So we're finding some unique ways to let that work. And we'll be launching a version of some type of integration that allows you to send your session data outside of session in more ways than just HubSpot like we have today. That is all from me. Tune in next month for what's going to launch in the month after that. Lauren? Oh, yes, we have a video.
That works for you from a cost efficiency and also from an operational efficiency. It's kind of a no-brainer. They're behind the scenes making the product work for you and really taking into heart what you value. Yeah, I mean, you become a lifer. Hey, I'm Madeline A. Beck. I'm the founder and CEO of The Better Spot. The Better Spot is a sustainable wellness company putting practitioners first with a secure community online and offline on-demand curated space. The primary intention behind kind of looking into session was because we're all Zombies, right, is what I kind of call folks nowadays. We're tired of just traditional, bland, virtual connection. Being able to get into sessions and kind of see how malleable the product is. Doing custom backgrounds, doing, custom name tags, even having backgrounds that, potentially could be like GIFs and could move while you're using them. Being able to have music integration is huge. Not having to set up another account and load music, which is what I was doing for a very long time in the interim of doing a lot of webinars and conferences for folks. So yeah, just a lot of the tinkering and a lot of the features that were kind of built in that were really easy to navigate. Having everything in one place, that's the holy grail. Someone in the chat was having a very engaged conversation and we were like, yo, do you just want to come up on stage? She was like, yeah. We were able to literally just to spotlight her and she popped up on stage and it was super simple. And then when they were done with that specific part of the conversation, she, went back to her seat. And yeah, it was great. It was easy. It was seamless. I've really had such a phenomenal experience with them every step of the way, every hiccup, everything in their ability to really be transparent and to, to really want to build something that everyone is going to use that's better than what already exists. Session has helped me create a space for the community that always holds space for us.
All right. I'm going to get Zakir back up on stage. Thanks for watching that story from Madeline at the Better Spot. And for those of you that actually, I'm just going to shout this out now. If anyone else has stories that they would love us to spotlight, please let us know. You can reach out to me directly. I'm putting my email in here. Hold on one sec. Please just reach out to me. We love featuring our users and sharing your story and helping drive attention to them. So if you're interested in making one of those videos or getting featured in a written, customer story, happy to work with you on that. Okay, it's officially Q&A time. So let's open it up. I'm gonna sort it here, most popular. Here we go. Okay. My team really wants to be able to embed the reg form on our own website's landing page. Any possibility of that in the future? Zakir, we hear this a lot, and I think it's a great request. So Zakir, I don't know if you want to touch on that. Oh, you're muted.
I'm assuming this means embedding reg into session.
No. So they want to take the and correct me if I'm wrong, Ken, but what I'm reading this as, they want just the registration form and they want to plug it into their own landing page versus using Session's registration page. Throw me a thumbs up, Ken, if that's right. Yep. Okay. Perfect. Yep.
Got it. Yeah, we're exploring a few different use cases for just embeddability overall, which includes the session room itself and the registration page. We don't have a plan yet that's committed for that, but we're probably going to need to do one of those two things at least in order to drive more usage in and out of session.
But totally makes sense that you'd want to fully control that landing page experience. So yeah, thank you for that question, Ken. All right, I'm going to mark that as answered for now. All right, Anonymous. Can we have different profiles to log into an account, perhaps with different permissions? This is something we have also heard a lot, which is something we've also explored in terms of what that looks like. And it's slightly different for every team that we talk to. But Zakir, do you want to talk a little bit about spaces?
Yeah, so we're exploring basically how deep we go into kind of organizational management in the dashboard. And one of the kind of quick wins that we see is at least sharing permissions for particular events. And so at minimum, if we're not able to give a full-on kind of seat-based experience across your organization, you should be able to at least add people to kind of be able to co-manage a session from your dashboard. So that's probably the first step that we'll go down before we go down the whole route of different profiles and connecting them in the dashboard, et cetera. It's just a bigger beast that kind of changes the fabric of our product a bit if we go down that route.
And think about it that, for those of you that use Pro or Pro Plus, you have a co-host link, right? That you can give to somebody. Think about with a co-host link, they can join the session once you've created it, but they can't necessarily go into your dashboard and create a session from there, right? So what Zakir is talking about is kind of that step before, where it's not just once the session is created that they can help manage, but in advance. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that right? Okay, cool. All right. Next one. What video resolution and audio sample rate are Hopin events recorded at? So if you mean Hopin event, Hopin has many products. One is the events product, the one that they were first known for several years ago. Session is a newer product. And I'm not sure if you're asking about the events product or this product, Session. Can you clarify? You meant Session. Okay. Zakir, do you have that number or those numbers?
I don't have it handy, but we do support up to HD 1080p. So we also adjust based on your connection speed. So in similar ways that other products do, we have to adjust, and we notify users about when there's streaming issues on their side.
And that would impact the recording too, right? To his question. He's asking specifically about for the recording.
The recording. Okay. I have to get back to you on that one.
Okay. We will follow
I'll need
up
to know
on
who that
one.
is though.
Matt. It's Matt.
Okay, it says anonymous on my side.
He's asking about similar to Riverside. So Matt, we'll get back to you on that question. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and mark that one. Okay. Can we send personalized manual emails? Not at this time. I think it's a natural question that we have heard from folks. I think we're trying to work out where the line is between becoming, kind of an email provider and actually just making it easier for you to tap into your existing email tools to send notifications. So Zakir, is there anything particular on manual emails you can talk about at this point? No. Even from a CRM perspective, the way that we integrate?
No, we want to, it opens up a whole different kind of use case for session that we're not ready to go down yet. We don't want to be a product that allows you we don't want to provide a fully customizable email interface in our product. We want you to be able to leverage the power of what session is differentiated in, and then use your CRM tools, like sync that with your CRM tools, and then use those to send the emails that you're already likely sending
Exactly.
to your customers.
Exactly. And Alex on our team points out Zapier into MailChimp might be the way. So, and like Zakir said, Zapier is in the works. So I think that might be solved sooner rather than later. Okay. When using this for webinars or virtual events, it would be helpful to be able to somehow disinvite competitors from the reg list so they can't join. I have heard this several times, Kent. Almost like if you see someone who's registered and you're like, I don't want that person from that company to be present, and being able to remove them from that list. I think the other request I've had is, we allow whitelisting as a security feature. I've heard blacklisting. So you could say like, hey, I don't want anyone from X, faux company to be able to join this session. So Zakir, anything you want to add to that in terms of whether or not it's not on the current roadmap, but we have talked about it quite a bit because I think it's a good ask.
Yeah, we keep getting it more often. I mean,
yeah.
I'd love to learn more, Kent, kind of on your use case there, because there are other ways we can solve the same problem, right? Because, for example, if you're restricting a competitor from joining, what's to stop them from using their personal email, right? So we'd want to understand better, like, can we go above and beyond and solve that problem in a larger way, rather than just specifically blocking particular emails?
So maybe sounds like there's a follow-up in order with Kent, if you're open to it, Kent. Okay. Last one. Oh no, sorry, there's many more. Do you offer GDPR compliant data storage? Zakir, I'm going to give that one to you.
Yes.
Okay.
We had to go through GDPR and SOC 2 compliance both for the product overall.
Yeah.
So yes.
Cool. All right. Can we have a new speaker link where they can join the stage by themselves, share screen, unmute? Yes. I personally, anonymous, whoever this is, maybe I wrote it, but this is a feature request I too have had as someone who runs a lot of sessions. We need to have something between attendee and host. This is my official public request, Zakir.
Yeah,
this
gets into access permission, so we are considering it.
Yeah. Don't worry, anonymous. I'll keep the heat on. Okay, I'm going to take that one down. All right. Can the co-host also control the slide deck? It depends who's screen sharing. So whoever is screen sharing controls the slide deck. And so you don't have, like, the co-host doesn't, so whoever's controlling the slide deck or screen sharing doesn't have to be on stage. They could be an off-stage co-host and be running the slide deck while, Zakir or whoever else is presenting on stage. But it's whoever is controlling the screen share. Okay. We have lots of great questions today. Thank you guys. Could we have hyperlinks in the chat? Oh, yeah, like shortened ones. I know what you mean, because let me give you an example. I'm going to ask you guys before you all leave. Let's show. I'm going to go to the chat. Here's the next town hall I want you to register for, but it's pretty long in the highlighted chat. So I think it's a reasonable question. Can we have like almost a bit.ly shortener within the chat itself, Zakir?
We could, but I'm not convinced that that's the right solution to that problem, because some people like seeing the full links.
And
want to,
yeah.
Like if you're sharing a link to session, for example, and we shortened it, I wouldn't know that was a session link. I would just have to click the link to know what you had, the context for what you
I could say, register for the next town hall.
Well, you could say that, but most people don't do that. So yeah, we have to look into that. I think there's maybe a more unique way we can make links look nicer in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, maybe with a preview.
We used to have a preview, but it got too big and it took up too much space in the chat.
Yeah,
we took it away, actually.
Okay, I'm gonna mark that one as answered. Oh, Megan, can people who already use sessions share what they like the most about it? That's my dream come true. Yeah. Do you want to come up on stage, Megan? Can I put you on the spot? That was one thing I forgot to do, is invite someone up on stage. Megan,
or
yes.
you can even come audio only if you want, and just
you don't have to share your video. Hold on, I'm gonna send you a link, Megan. Yay. Hi, Megan.
Hi.
Thank you so much. That was such a pleasant little surprise.
No, I appreciate it. So Matt, who's also been asking questions, and I are looking into using Session for our small nonprofit company. We do a lot of webinars, and so I'm really tired of using Zoom. That's what our primary form of webinar usage is. So
Yeah.
I was hoping people who are on, and I don't know how many people are in the town hall, but sharing what they like the most about Session, and kind of getting a feel for that.
Love that idea. Is there anyone who wants to share that? Okay, Jay Massey is, I know he uses us a lot.
Also, Megan, would love to know why you're tired of Zoom.
I feel like it's really antiquated. I know that sounds terrible. I mean, Zoom was what everybody used, right, when COVID started, but I'm looking for something more engaging and flashy, if you will, I guess. Something that's more interesting, I guess, for our users.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of great comments coming through from Maddie and Jay Massey, and I think that and Matt even sharing.
Yeah,
I think that
that's my coworker.
one of our Matt. Oh yeah, Matt. I think that one of the main goals, just to kind of back up, like when we were thinking about building Session, Hopin is really well known for how customizable and engaging their events product was. It's awesome for like these tentpole large conferences where you need booths and you have multiple stages and different tracks of speakers. And we wanted to bring that same, thoughtfulness around the experience to those lighter weight, higher frequency, lower complexity type events, right? So your webinars, your workshops, even just your meetings. And so that's why we created it in the first place, because we felt like there was a gap in the market, because to your point, a lot of the existing products really aren't designed to be customizable or engaging in the way that people are looking for at this point, because the way that people are using video has changed even in the last 3 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is used to using Zoom, and I think everyone is looking for something a little bit different at this point, to keep the ball rolling. We're not done innovating in the video comm space, right? There's plenty of room for us to continue to develop it. So They've said, let's see in the chat, it was a lot around like engagement, like this emoji stuff. Even for me as the host, it's really helpful for me to use that as a tool to just be able to ask a question of the audience. And I get an immediate reaction, right? Without needing chat all the time. Chat's great. And I love the chat too. I know, Jay mentioned you can also have rooms and scheduled sessions. So there's an ability to Megan and Matt, like if you guys have every Friday a meeting where you're planning your webinars, you could have a room that's permanent. It's always there. And you don't have to, spin up a different one every single time, right? It could just be a room that you use for that particular meeting. We've really focused on the engagement stuff, like I said. So like making chat interactive with emojis, being able to promote it on stage, being able to throw up the emoji confetti stuff. And I think most importantly, the branding and customizability. So it actually feels like your company and not someone else's. Or actually, I wouldn't even say the other ones feel like someone else's company. They just feel very basic, to your point. So I think I've represented everything that folks shared. Let's see.
Can we ask the flip reverse question, which is
okay.
What are your deal breakers for not being able to use Session, or that stop you from using Session as it stands today? Okay. I figured automation or something similar would be
automation
up there.
Okay. Megan,
what do you think?
Turn that to you. Is there something based on what you've looked at so far as you're assessing Session where you're like, oh, we really need this or that in order to make this work?
I'm most excited about the announcement that you're customizing the registration, because there's more questions that we would like to ask ahead of the webinar so that we're more prepared for the customers who are joining us.
Yeah.
So when I had the demo, I thought it was a little bit light on the registration. I like simplified things. I think that's great, but it wasn't quite pulling enough of what we were going to need. So it's really great to hear that you guys are working on that and coming up with some customizable fields for that.
Awesome. And are you looking for, just to dig deeper into custom fields, and then we'll release you, Megan. Thanks for letting us put you on the spot for so long. Are you looking for the ability to have like open fields within the reg, or do you want the ability to like create a drop down, right? Like, what products of ours do you use as an example? And then you could input the options for them to control the response, or what are you looking for?
We're looking for both in the open-ended pieces so that they can ask us questions about, and that way we can prepare the webinar accordingly and prepare the Q&A, because a lot of times you get into a Q&A and it could be crickets, right? Sure. But you've set aside 10 or 15 minutes to host a Q&A. So we collect questions ahead of time to make sure that if people aren't really participating, nothing's coming through the chat or the Q&A, that we have things ready to go so that we're prepared and it looks better.
Yeah. And that makes me think we should offer the ability, not to put you on the spot, talk here, offer the ability to open up Q&A in advance, right? So I can only open up Q&A for a scheduled session once the session is live, but it'd be interesting to explore what that would look like as something you could toggle on in the registration, or once you've registered, that kind of lobby experience while you're waiting for the event.
That's really cool. I like that.
I don't know if it's possible yet, Megan, but that's Zakir's problem, not mine.
Thumbs up over here.
Okay, good. Just throwing ideas out. Okay, Megan, we will release you back into the audience, but this was awesome. I really appreciate you being willing to come up and chat with us live, and for everybody in the chat sharing why you love Session.
Thank you very much. That is very helpful.
Awesome. Thanks, Megan.
Thank you.
Hi. All right. Let me go back to Q&A here. I'm going to sort by unanswered because we've got so many, which is great. Okay. We'll try and do speed rounds here. You want to give hosts the ability to edit titles and pictures. So you want to do that once the session has started. Like for example, you want to be able to change your name label, like the one you see for Zakir and I. Is that right? Give me a thumbs up. We've heard that before. Like once the session starts, like why can't I adjust? Okay. Yep, that's what you meant. So feedback taken. Okay. Are we able to hide the viewer numbers from the speaker co-host? No, Well, speakers, it depends on if a speaker is joining through an attendee link, excuse me, and in your settings, you've decided to only show the attendee list to the hosts, then they won't see how many people are there. If you've given them a co-host link, then they will see, even if you've hidden it from all the attendees. Okay. Are private messages coming to the chat? Doctor?
Would love to know private messages between who?
If you'd like
Attendees,
to clarify in the chat, that would be
host to attendees.
okay. But okay.
Meanwhile,
Attendee to host, attendee to host, co-host to co-host. Okay, so all of it. Everyone wants it all.
So we are working on host chat for host to communicate within the chat window. We haven't heard attendee to host or attendee to attendee nearly as often as host to host. So we're going to start with that and then see how that's working out and grow from there.
Yeah, and Phil, yes, we will. I'll send a link to the recording after this. Okay. All right. Private messages. Okay. Here we go. To build on the prior question, rename labels. The use case is helping webinars with non-tech savvy speakers to be able to ensure that we as a hosting org can ensure uniformity of presentation without reliance on the speakers themselves. I see. So you want to, as the host, be able to edit someone's name label, it sounds like. So you want to be able to say, okay, they have a picture, they have a title listed. Otherwise, you could get up and it would be kind of a mix of things. That makes sense. Okay. We don't have.
You want a host to be able to edit,
but
host to be able to edit someone else's name label?
Mm-hmm.
That's that's intense. That's intense.
Maddie would like it, and Kent would like it too.
We have to think about the
permissions on that.
Whether people attendees are going to like that. There's some privacy, not privacy, but I would say like personal preferences that we want to manage there. Well, like if I want my name to be Monkey and you change my name, but I'm trying to be funny then.
But here's the issue. Maybe to Seema staff's point, if you could update your name and photo once you're in the session.
That's better.
That would be better, because then the problem is they just join the room. They don't think about like, oh, the name label being important. And then they join the room and they can't change it once they're in. I totally get that. So I think that is something we should.
Point there is definitely right. So yeah, we don't offer any changes to user information once you're in the room. It's like there's a complex technical reason basically why, but we're planning to introduce a concept of a personal settings menu while you're in the room.
Yeah.
So in there is where we'll house changing your name, your profile picture, your name label, and perhaps even we'll move some of the personal audio and video settings there as well. So that's not coming in the next month, but it's coming in the next quarter. So look out for that.
Well, and just as a follow-up to that question, it looks like it's mostly for logos. Like many speakers aren't prepared with their own org's logo, but we as a host are. I actually have a question. Do folks realize that within the name label setting, you can actually search for your company, and we have a Clearbit integration that will pull it up if it exists within the Clearbit system, and you can just click add. Does anyone give me a thumbs up if you were aware of that, or have you all been uploading your logo? Okay, it's crickets. We need like a cricket emoji. Okay, Kent didn't know that. Yeah, Rochelle, that's clever. No way. Yes, way. So you actually don't need to have your logo ready. As long as Clearbit has it in their system, which to be fair, they don't have every organization within their system, but you can probably find it through that integration. Is it the most advanced AI in the world? I don't know if that's true, Zakir, but give it a try though. So next time you guys go into a room, you can use that in your name label, and you can also use that in your customization panel when you want to upload your logo. That same Clearbit integration exists there. Yep. Yay, everybody's learning something new. And we should probably work on messaging that better so that folks realize it's there. Because I know there's a lot of power, like Maddie, I know you use this all the time and you didn't know that. That's new information for you as well. Okay. I'm going to go, have you used StreamYard stage setup today, or this is all session? This is all session. Yeah, this is all session. Oh, you're muted.
Sorry. One of the things we are trying to double down on in terms of layouts and stage in session is the dynamic nature of it. So this is a webinar theme, but in other themes, you can transition between turning your stage on and off. The vertical video tiles is a direction and a step in that direction as well, where you can kind of mess around with the layout. I think our ability to be able to change layouts and branding on the spot is a differentiator, and we're going to do more in that space.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to go speed round now because we still have quite a few questions. I would like more options other than YouTube for music. Fair enough. Zakir, do you have any clarity?
We can right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of licensing constraints on that. We were actually originally going to do Spotify, but we moved to YouTube instead because the licensing is different there.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to move that one. How many sessions can be live concurrently? I'm assuming, same as stuff, you mean from one account. We don't limit the number of concurrent sessions that you can run from your account. So if you set up 10 different scheduled sessions for the same date and time, that's fine. You just need 10 different co-hosts or 10 different hosts to be running those sessions, but we only limit the number of attendees you can have in each session, but depending on your plan. So hopefully that helps. Mark that as answered. Okay. Maybe work with a company like Epidemic Sound to provide music that is already licensed. Interesting. I don't know what other options we've explored since we've done the YouTube music integration.
We haven't explored it in a while. It's been probably like 9 months.
Yeah, but good suggestion. Okay. Do you offer integrations with Salesforce? It is something that's on our roadmap, but I think Zapier is coming first, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Is that right? Okay.
Correct.
So technically, I guess once Zapier's live, you could plug that into Salesforce. But I know a native Salesforce integration is also something we've received a lot of requests for. I would like a separate channel recording. Oh, like, so you want the chat, wait, channel recording. No, can you clarify what you mean by that? Do you know, Zakir, what that means?
No. Channel, what is channel in this context?
Oh,
yeah,
Jay can talk. Bring him up.
Yeah, come on stage.
Let me get you. Hold on one sec. I'm sending your invite.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
It's nice to see you.
Yes. Indeed. So what I meant by separate channel was in the recording to have a video file. In this case, it would be 3 video files: one of you, one of Zakir, one of me, and then there would also be a combined one. So
Got it.
Used and done same thing with audio. That's what I'm referring to.
I see. We had a lot of thumbs up emojis when you said that.
Yeah, there's going to be that. There's a lot of repurposing that we can do with when it's separate channels that you just
Totally
can't
get it.
do when it's all one big combined thing. So that's where that's coming from. I've got nothing but fans. I like it.
I know. Okay. I guess this is we have to throw this in the mix here and consider what that looks like. Zakir, any thoughts on that?
That should be possible because we have to be able to obviously track the streams. In any case on the back end, we just have to expose it. So let me look into that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you. And did you ever understand what I meant by the recurring sessions? Because I know that was a question one time.
It is on the Well, actually, I'll let Zakir.
Yes, it is. It is now on the roadmap as of a
officially
few
there.
weeks ago. We've been holding out on recurring sessions, honestly, because of rooms and the fact that you can use those persistently. But it's I think a little bit complicated for people to realize that, and B, we provide a lot more capabilities with sessions where you have the registration, there's a scheduled time, there's insights. So we're going to find a way to likely introduce a new session type called a recurring session that is different from a scheduled one-time session, basically.
Yeah, because even like your own town hall, you know,
I need it.
setting it's like set it up once and never have it's
I
there,
agree.
and that's all. That's really that would be very helpful, sir. Thanks.
I agree. Thank you, Jay. We appreciate your feedback as always. We'll release you from the stage. Okay. Speed round. Current CRM integration is just HubSpot, but we're working on Zapier, and then you'll be able to plug into more. Will you add an admin link ever? So attendee link, co-host link, and admin. I think we started talking about this in kind of the permissions discussion earlier. We're not sure yet what that looks like, but we are we're
exploring all options there.
Yeah, we're exploring options. So would love to continue to get feedback on that if that's something that's important to you. Can you review max capacities for session? Yes. So Zakir, do you want to take this one? Depends on your theme first.
It's theme and plan, yeah.
Theme and plan. There's two elements. Yeah.
So we're actually changing some of this in a bit. So take this with a little bit of a caveat, but basically the capacity of how many attendees can actually join a session is currently dictated by your plan type.
Whoa, he just decided he was done. I'll take it away. Okay, so it's currently dictated by your plan type. So first let me say there are 3 themes within session. So we have a meeting theme, a workshop theme, and a webinar theme. For the meeting and workshop theme, each of those session types are limited to 100 people because everyone is streaming live audio and video in real time. So there's that. Then for the webinar theme, yeah, thank you, Kent. For the webinar theme, he's back. For the webinar theme, you can have up to 3,000. Is it 5,000 or 3,000 right now? Zakir, 3,000? 3,000 people. And the reason why you can do that is because it's this experience which you have today, which is like only Zakir and I are streaming audio and video. No one else is streaming audio and video. So those are technically what we can support with the themes. But then we have plans, which also give you certain levels of access, right? So and Zakir alluded to the fact that like some of this might adjust soon, but Google, that's very rude. They just shut it down on you. We have a free plan, okay? And that one right now allows you to have a session with up to 50 people in it, okay? And that would then be 50 people in meetings theme, workshop theme, or webinar theme. With the Pro plan, we have 2 Pro plans. One is Pro, one's Pro Plus. There's the Pro plan, which is 250 people. So even if you have the webinar theme running, you can only host it with 250 people, not 3,000. And for the Pro Plus, it's 1,000. And then if you want the 3,000 limit, that's a business plan feature. And we can talk shop about business plan if you're interested. Sorry for the long-winded response, but there it is. All right. Live stream. Don't make me start a chant. You want live stream? You want to do live streaming? There's StreamYard for that.
Or he wants us to live stream.
He wants us to live stream. Well, you know what we have? We haven't really talked that much about RTMP. Zakir, do you want to talk about RTMP?
It's more a business plan feature, which I'm not sure who on here is on the business plan, but
well, that doesn't matter. We can still share.
So you can pull in a stream into session and have that be a pre-recorded video that shows in your session while you can be real time alongside of that. So it's called RTMP in. And so that is available for business plan users as of now. Not, okay, yeah. If you want to live stream it out, then StreamYard's the move.
Yeah, that's what StreamYard is designed for. I want session to be out in the wild. Do you have any idea how many more customers you get? Because people would see your interface. Yeah, I mean, fair
Do you want to
enough.
be like main ambassador?
I know. Yeah. No, I mean, Jay, let's talk for real. But yeah, I mean, they're different. Yeah, StreamYard interface is different, but let's talk. We can have a follow-up conversation. But I think totally fair feedback. Hear you. We are so close to time here. We have 2 questions. How do we control who can attend? There are permissions when you set up a session. There are a bunch of permissions in terms of security settings. So you could just say anyone can register. It depends if it's a room or we're 7 minutes over. So for the 20 of you still here, thank you. So we're 7 minutes over. Stay with us for just 2. You can set permissions like, oh, I want only people from my whitelisted domains to be able to join this room, or anyone who has this link and can register can join the room. That's kind of it right now. I don't know, Zakir, is there anything else? You can't remove someone once they're registered. I mean, once they're in the room, you can, but you can't remove them in advance. So I could boot someone if I needed to as the host, but
Correct.
I won't do that.
We do not ban users currently,
No,
but that's not an issue that we run into.
that's right,
at this
Jay.
time.
Only the real ones are still left. Okay. Oh my gosh, more coming through.
How do we sign up for a session? Yeah.
Yeah. So I have been hosting live demos. I've only done it twice now, but I can send out a link to, I haven't scheduled the next one, but I'll probably do one next week. And what I consider these kind of like a group demo where I run through how to actually go through a creation process for a session. So when I send the follow-up link with the recording, I will also include a link to the next live demo. Okay. Possible to either pop out either the Q&A or the chat so you can see both without toggling between the 2. Yeah. I'm leaving that one to
something we've considered. We've had a tough time figuring out what the right UI is there to not make it janky.
Okay.
We're still looking into it.
Okay, I think we're gonna have to officially call it here. But before we do, for those of you that hung out for so long, thank you so much. We have a little special code for you. You can use this. Hold on, let me pull it up here. You can use the code townhall at checkout for 1 month of a pro plan for free. So please go give it a try if you don't already have it. But we want to thank you for sticking with us for 54 minutes.